Hey everyone, my name is Jedi. I'm one of the pastors here at Timberlake Church, and I'm so excited to be joining you for another series of Timberlake lessons. This is a brand new series called What's Up with God, where we'll be exploring faith questions that we all encounter at one point in our faith journey. Now, these questions can be hard or difficult, and so we're going to try our very best to navigate them and make them simple and accessible for you. The first question that I get to explore with you this week is, who is Jesus? Now, there's a lot of ways that you can answer that question. And many people say Jesus was a crazy person or a liar or that he actually was who he said he was. But I love this verse in John 14:6. Jesus says, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. Jesus is the way. And specifically, what I mean is that he is the way back to God. Christianity tells us that at one point, humans lived in harmony with God, but we sinned, and that sin caused a divide, a cosmic fracture that broke our relationship with God, our relationship with each other, and our relationship with all of creation. Jesus steps into our story and takes that brokenness upon himself. He lives a perfect life and he dies on the cross to heal that cosmic fracture. He makes a way so that we can be restored and united and connected to God again. And by doing that, we're connected to creation again, and we are connected to each other. And so Jesus is the way. He's the way to restoration and wholeness. He's the way back to God. Secondly, Jesus is the truth. You know, we live in a society where we hear lots of things about who we are and what we're capable of. And some of those things are positive, but some of those voices are incredibly negative. And it's easy for us to get trapped in a cycle of lies. Well, when we hear that we're not loved or we're not valued enough or that we don't have purpose or that we're meaningless or even worse, Jesus comes into that and says, no, I am the truth. And what Jesus says to us is that we are loved and that we have value, that we are loved greater than any of our worst mistakes, and that we have purpose, and that he seeks us out and he wants to be in a relationship with us. We're not our failures. We aren't defined by our past. We aren't defined by our worst moments, but we're defined by the truth of Jesus. And he says that you and I are children of God who are loved and who have a purpose. Lastly, Jesus says, I am the life. He is life, not life that's just meant to be mundane and rote and boring and kind of routine, but life that is full of joy and purpose and meaning, life that is full of power, life that is full of something greater than just the everyday. You know, it can get so easy to get lost in the cycle of life, like we're hamsters on a wheel, just going through the motions over and over again. But when we give our life to Jesus and we make him the Lord and leader of our life, we are able to experience a different kind of life. A life that's defined by being in the kingdom of God, a life that's defined by being a son and daughter of God. And when we identify ourselves lives in that way, the way that we see the world, the way that we see ourselves, and the way that we see our purpose in it completely changes. Who is Jesus? Jesus says that he is the way, the truth, and the life. And if you've never explored this question for yourself, or you're in a place where you're wondering this and you're trying to figure out who is Jesus to you, I want to give you two very quick practical tips. One, I just encourage you to just pick up the Bible and start reading it. The first four books of the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, are all accounts of Jesus. I encourage you possibly to start with the book of John, where you can get a sense of who Jesus is and what he was like by seeing how he interacted with people and what his teachings were. And I'm sure that you'll find that Jesus is maybe not who you thought he was and that he might actually be who he said he is. And so check out the Bible, start with the book of John and read about Jesus. The second thing I would say is to go visit a church. If you're in the Seattle area, we would love to see you here at Timberlake. Any church that's close to you, if you're not in Seattle, just go check them out and make sure that they are all about Jesus. Make sure that they value Jesus over everything. And you can come to those places and you'll be able to experience the truth and the power of Jesus. Who is Jesus? He is the way, the truth, and the life. And if you love this content and would like to explore more questions, make sure to subscribe to this channel and come back because we'll be exploring more questions in this series. What's up with God? Hope to see you next time. Have a good one.